Hello, hello, hello! I'm Matthew Horkey.
And I'm Shireen Tan. Together we are
Exotic Wine Travel.
We spent the last 3 years traveling around the world writing and speaking about unique and exciting wines. Our journey has taken us to both lesser known and established wine regions.
In 2016, we came to Croatia for the first time. We fell in love with the country and the wines, prompting us to write the book Cracking Croatian Wine, a visitor-friendly guide. Now we're at it again. We're going to retour the country and bring our book to life. We aim to take you deep into the Croatian food and wine scene. So sit back, relax, and join us as we go
Cracking Croatian Wine.
There are no shortages of medieval hilltop towns in Istria. Grožnjan is a village that was falling into obscurity until some artists moved in during the 1960s. It's also home to a fabulous jazz festival in the summer. We stopped by for a quick go-round, but have to move on quickly for our next appointments. You ready to?
I'm ready to start another tasting.
Damjanić produces one of my favorite red wines in Istria named Clementi. I fell in love with this wine after the first sip, but Shireen hasn't always been convinced. We stopped by and chat with proprietor and winemaker Ivan Damjanić. Let's see if he can convince Shireen on the quality of the Clementi red.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the story, the background, and the meaning of Clementi?
Clementi is one project. I started to make Clementi 10 years ago, and for the first was Clementi Noir with Merlot, Cabernet Franc, and Bourgogne.
So you mentioned to us earlier, and we laughed about it, the name Clementi means good guy.
Good guy, big guy, guy with heart. So
Is there a reason why you use that name for your wine?
no, it sounds good. Yeah, but for Clementi, you can drink entire bottle and nobody will be angry about you.
We'll test it.
Yeah, no problem.
Shireen is finally convinced, and Ivan invites us down to the cellar to taste the newest vintages still in the barrel. He has recently begun making a Clementi White, a blend of Malvasia, Chardonnay, and Pinot Blanc. Ivan also produces a delicious, fresh Malvasia. His wines should not be missed when in Istria. In the afternoon, we head to the village of Umag. We're heading back to the wine bar ItIstria. It's a partnership between a few restaurant owners and the wineries Coronica, Degrassi, and Kozlovic. A few years ago, we visited the wine bar with Moreno Coronica. He's one of our favorite producers in all of Croatia. He's widely considered to produce the best Taran and Malvasia in the country. At this wine bar, you can get his top wine, Grand Taran, by the glass, which is a real treat. It's a big red with juicy acidity and pairs perfectly with the Angus beef that the wine bar offers. On this particular day, the wine bar has a cameo chef. Winemaker Moreno Degrassi took over the cooking duties tonight because the chef called in sick. Although we've tasted his wine several times, this is the first time we're meeting him in person. He whips together some beef carpaccio and then starts opening bottles. All of Degrassi's wines are delicious and deliver great value, but Shireen is most infatuated with his Terra Bianchi Pasito. It's a sweet wine made from dried grapes.
This one just has a very different nose. It's like kind of like dry up, a little bit ginseng, a little bit sweet, a little bit spicy. It has everything on the nose, and then in the mouth it's so concentrated. The pasito style hits you. I love it. I really, really love this. Special, really special. I really love this wine.
If you're in Northwest Istria, this is the place to be. Who knows? You might bump into a few winemakers too. The next day we head to the seaside village of Rovinja. It's considered to be one of Croatia's most beautiful cities. It's also home to the restaurant Monte, which was the first in the country to earn a Michelin star. Today, we're here for a different food and wine experience. We're at Villa Dobravac to taste the new vintages. This hotel boasts beautiful views of Rovinja and welcomes guests from all over the world, as proprietor Natalina Dobravac tells us.
Last year we had more than 36 different nationalities in our house, and we are very proud that we can also present Croatia.
Natalina's husband Damir makes the wines, and the couple have brought on talented sommelier Karin Rupina Perdic to run the tasting. With an advanced appointment, Karin assembles bite-sized tapas to accompany the wines.
The Sonata has more body, it's more fully in the mouth.
The chickpeas and cucumber go great with the Dobravac Sonata, which is made from Malvasia starska. This pairing makes Shireen a true believer.
I find this pairing to be a little bit more complex or more dimensional than the first one, because the chickpea almost adds like some kind of earthiness to it. But what really works is the saltiness from this dish really adds to the salinity on the finish. So it literally stretches out the finish of this wine. And also for Sonata as well, it has more mineral flavor. So it binds together well.
For the red wines made from Turan, how about some Istrian ham pate topped with a few slices of lard? The pairing that wins me over is the polenta, plum, and bacon dish that pairs with Dobravac's top red wine, a Turan named Fuga. Most wineries give preserved meats and cheeses to their guests during wine tasting. We find this unique and exciting combination created by Karin to be a fresh and delicious experience. In the afternoon, we head to the hilltop town of Buzet in central Istria. We're in search of the culinary treasure known as the Istrian Truffle, and the Prodan family is going to help us find it.
My fiance. Nice to meet you. I went to high school and elementary school here to college.
Vishnia Prodan shows us some of her family's products and then starts us with some homemade rakia.
This man, Gigante, Giancarlo, he was the one who founded truffle.
Now it's time for a truffle crash course. She explains the history of truffles in Istria.
And when they find the truffles, they didn't know those were the truffles. They thought it's some smelly potato from the ground, nothing spectacular. And it was very big amount of truffles found in that time that they mostly give it to domestic animals to feed them, to the pigs. Pigs loved it, they enjoy it very much, yeah. So that was the start of truffles here in Istria, until Italians discovered that we have this precious mushroom here. They started to come here to take our truffles for a small sum of money, either for nothing. They were even offered to the families here, like, you give to us 1 bag of those smelly potatoes of yours, and in exchange we bring you food and groceries from Italy. So in the beginning it was a nice exchange until people here realized how much money they're making out of our truffles. So here in Istria it's microclimate, especially in central Istria, where you're today. It's very hot, it's a lot of rain and never snowing. It can snow once in like 5-6 years, but then the snow melts after a few hours. It never stays on the ground. And the place where truffles grow here in Istria, it's basically all around the valley of River Mirna.
Now it's time to suit up. What do you think of your vest?
Awesome, man.
While Shireen has a great nose, we're going to need some reinforcements. And it's off to the hunt.
Oh, wow. Whoa! Like rocket! Then before we go, that it can happen that we don't find anything. So, come here.
While there's public land to hunt truffles on in Istria, the Prodan family have their own tract of property. We don't expect to find anything, but then...
Yes! You can see here? It's all out. It's on the top of the surface.
Now it's time to reward our fellow companion. When it comes to truffles, most people only experience truffle oil, which is often made with chemicals and not real truffles. These fresh truffles aren't very pungent. In fact, they're a little more earthy.
I won't be able to tell, Right now, it just kind of smells like the rain and the soil. Before another.
After a while, the dogs start to lose focus and are content with laying down in the shade. So we return to the house to wash the truffles and prepare dinner.
Structure and not that easy to break. You can.
We start the meal with simple bites using the Prodan preserved products.
So the first one on your left is our spread or product. It's white truffles and porcini mushrooms. Then the next one, it's black truffle pesto or tartufata. I mix it with cream cheese. So 1 spoon of the tartufata and cream cheese, and then this spread is made.
Next, Vishnia's mother is ready to prepare us a freakishly good truffle omelet.
Be fried or burnt.
A little butter here. A lot of truffle there.
And that's a lot of truffles for egg.
And a few farm fresh eggs. Some stirring with a little bit of love. And voila!
Some truffle cheese and truffles on top.
Is that from your farm as well?
Also, from here.
It's delicious, but the dessert is what gets Shireen really excited. Vanilla bean ice cream topped with white truffle honey.
I smell the truffle.
At first glance, Shireen looks a little skeptical.
So good.
Prodan Tartufi is a great place with beautiful views of Buzet. We wish you could stay here all night, but there's so much more ahead for us. In the evening, we're invited to the Venistre Gala dinner. Stephen Spurrier is the guest of honor, and he's brought the wine from his own vineyards, the Bride Valley Blanc de Blanc sparkling wine. It's sharp and delicious. We managed to tip back a few glasses before dinner starts. Then the dishes start rolling out. When in Istria, the cuisine seems eerily similar to Italian food. Regardless, it's probably the best and most creative cuisine in Croatia. They're all good, but it's the sweet wine that steals the show. Benvenuti is another stellar producer, and this vintage of their San Salvatore Sweet Muscat is a knockout.
That finish, man. I want a glass.
It's been a long day. After all the formalities, it's time for bed. Our time in Istria is running out.
In the next episode, we go spearfishing in the Adriatic Sea. Eat at one of the most famous restaurants in Istria. Introduce the wine grape Teran, and of course, visit a few wineries, including one of the largest wineries in Croatia, a minimal intervention winemaker, a producer that makes macerated Amphora Malvasia, and what is allegedly the oldest sparkling wine producer in the country. If you would like to learn more about Croatia and Croatian wine, keep a lookout for our next episode and check out our book, Cracking Croatian Wine.